I've been lifting for years, but for the longest time, I never paid any attention to my diet. I'd come home and eat whatever was cooked and still expected to look lean and muscular. If you're a skinny fat Indian like me, I know you're making the same mistake I did. You're eating the wrong foods, the foods that are making you continually stay as a skinny fat Indian. These foods are the same foods that are holding you back from looking athletic and strong. In this video, I'm going to go over the exact foods that you need to cut out or reduce in order to become and get the physique that you've always wanted. Before I tell you what foods to cut, you need to understand why you're cutting them. You are skinny fat. Being skinny fat means having small arms and a flabby stomach. Understand that these two things aren't obtained from eating too much, despite the name being skinny fat. Being skinny fat is obtained through poor lifestyle choices and bad food choices, not from eating too much. You have to learn from my mistakes. I trained hard every day, but I didn't fix my diet. And because I didn't fix my diet, because I didn't cut these foods out or reduce these foods that I'm about to tell you, I continued to be skinny fat for way longer than I needed to be. If you keep eating these foods, your physique won't change. First up, we have morning cha and snacks. So morning tea and snacks. This is a staple in almost every Indian household. As soon as you get ready, you go to the kitchen, make a cup of tea, and eat some snacks. And then you go on your day. And you don't go about your day until you've had these things. These things are holding you back. The snacks especially. The tea isn't so bad. I do think that drinking a cup of tea, a cup of cha every morning is holding you back in the sense of keeping your mindset super locked down into one food. But I think it is better than the snacks portion. The tea itself is around probably like 150 to 200 calories because of the milk. The milk and the sugar is where most of the calories come from. The snacks is where over 2/3 of the calories from your breakfast meal comes from your snacks alone. Things like bhakri, those rusk like tea biscuit things, bhujia. These foods have a lot of carbs and no protein and a lot of calories. These foods will completely ruin your caloric deficit if you're on one, and they're gonna fill you up, but in like a really bad sense. Anytime I have these snacks in the morning, I just feel off for the rest of the day. Instead, what you need to do is replace these morning snacks with things like yogurt, eggs, or even fruits. And I would also replace the tea with something else if you just need caffeine. If you just need caffeine, replace it with black coffee, green tea, or unsweetened tea with very little milk. Or the better option, which I do, is drink a protein shake in the morning and nothing else and just leave. That's your breakfast, a protein shake, that's it. The second food group are the breads, bhakri, roti, paratha. These foods, if you want to continue eating Indian food, this food group is very hard to cut out. It's almost impossible. That being said, still cut them down. These foods have a lot of calories and little protein. I think like one bhakri is like 150 calories for like 3 grams of protein. That's a really bad trade. But these foods are just so hard not to eat with the other part of your dish that it's really hard to cut out. So limit yourself. Instead, you should just be eating 1 to 3 of these max. Like three already is 450 calories. That's a lot. Probably don't even go to three. Eat 1 to 2 of these max. Right? Don't keep eating these. Make protein the main course, not the side dish. When you're eating these, pair them with protein-rich foods like paneer, lentils, or eggs. Don't make the bhakri the main course of the meal. Like this is the meal. No, that's like a side portion. You should only eat one of those. Protein should be the main dish. The third group is fried foods. These are foods like samosas, chips, bhajia. These foods are loaded with refined oils, carbs, and salt, and a lot of calories with almost no protein. Looking at it now, I should have realized that these foods are just obviously really bad. But for whatever reason, I didn't realize it until I looked into it a few days ago. You might think it's just one plate, bro, but that one plate can completely ruin your caloric deficit for the day. Just a few days ago, my mom made pani puri for dinner. I made the mistake of not looking into how many calories one pani puri had before I ate. I looked into it after because I wanted to track how many calories I ate. So I looked into it after the fact. One pani puri has around 30 to 50 calories. 30 to 50 calories in one pani puri. And most of that comes from the oil that the puri sucks up. That's where most of the calories comes from. But I didn't realize this until after I ate it. I ate almost 40 of these. So I ate 2,000, or basically 2,000 calories in one sitting. Completely ruined my caloric deficit for the day. What you can do instead is to just don't eat these like at all. Avoid these foods as much as you can. If you really, really want something crunchy, go roast some chickpeas and munch on those. You can still have snacks. I'm not saying cut out snacks completely. Just make them clean and controlled. The fourth food group is white rice. This is another one where it's really hard to completely cut this out of your diet, especially if you like Indian food like me. So, you can still eat this in moderation, but be even stingier with this. Instead, don't get heaps of rice with your chana and dal. Get like a third of what you would normally do, and then the rest is the protein. So if you go like 2 scoops of rice and then a bunch of dal and chana, instead you get like half a scoop of rice and the rest is chana and dal. An even better thing to do is to substitute white rice with brown rice or quinoa. I haven't had brown rice with Indian food, so I don't know how that is. But I've had quinoa. Quinoa is pretty good. It doesn't work with everything, but it is a healthier option than white rice alone. The fifth and final food group is sweets. Indian sweets is a different breed, right? They are definitely better than things like candy from the store, but they still have sugar and are empty calories. So you shouldn't be eating these always. But the thing with Indian culture is sometimes you just cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid eating a sweet. Whether you're at a guest at someone's house and they're offering you one, or if it's like prasad. Try to limit it as much as you can. Avoid it as much as you can. Limit it as much as you can. Instead, you should be eating things like fruits, or even make your own protein dessert if you know how to do that. I have no idea how to do that, so I can't tell you. I love Indian food. There is no way I'm completely stopping eating it. You just have to stop mindlessly eating it. You have to be consciously eating it. Once you clean up your diet, your physique will change a lot faster than you think. I truly do wish I learned this earlier. I would have looked stronger and leaner years ago. You know what to do. Get up, fix your meals, and get after it.